Ryan, how you doing?
Good morning.
Man, today is outstanding, huh?
So far, so good. The sun's a little warm on me.
It feels good, though.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to ask you about your brand new fan. Your daughter.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, who?
Who knows? My wife wasn't a NASCAR fan at all when I met her, so who knows?
Well, I got to ask you about her first trip to the...
I don't know that she is still. I mean,
Of course she's one of your fans. Your dad, man. Your first trip out here with her, how was it?
the first two trips in the plane were good. The third trip wasn't so good. They had us going down pretty quick, and everybody's ears were popping, and I don't think she knows how to unpop her ears yet, so she started screaming.
Well, how's it like having her out the track?
It's good. The hardest part for us was acclimating the bus to a third person, because I mean we spread ourselves out pretty wide, and then we had to take some of the knickknacks and things like that down so we'd have room for her baby changing station. Just things you don't expect, I guess. Or
how do you feel about the whole fatherhood and racing, and has that changed at all in the way you handle yourself on the track?
I'm still going to hold it wide open all day today. It's it's a unique experience. I never. I don't think anybody. People always say having a kid is a life-changing experience, and I think from all the people that I've asked, because I asked them, I said, well, what changed? And they're like, well, you'll see. I'm like, well, I guess you don't have an answer either. So I think it changes for everybody in a different way. It all depends on your lifestyle and what your responsibilities were before and after. So that to me is the biggest thing. It's like having a responsibility 24 hours a day that you want to make sure that the belly's still moving, so it's still breathing, and things like that you never, just little things that you never thought would be stressful.
Well, I got to ask you, Daytona last year and Daytona this year, the difference?
2,000%. I mean, it's really the track is the biggest change, but the way the cars are working together, the tire combination, because of the racetrack. I don't know if somebody's going to try it, but I think you literally could go 500 miles today on one set of tires and still have plenty left over. It's a lot of different things that we're dealing with that we never dealt with. I mean, my spotter in the two races I've run in so far down here has been working for me and the guy in front of me, or him and another guy. Basically, my spotter's been driving the car because I can't see it, for 4 or 5 laps straight. So, I can't see in front of me for 4 or 5 laps straight. So it's a lot of different unique situations that we've been dealt with that a lot of people have adjusted to pretty well. I said in the shootout that I thought everybody did a good job respecting each other and not blocking each other because of the runs that we had, because they were so dominant. You could have a 10, 15 mile an hour run, it seemed like, and if somebody pulled out and blocked somebody, that was going to be really big.
My next question I have to ask you, what's it like having Tony Stewart as a teammate, an owner, and what goals have you guys set for yourself for this year?
Tony's a good friend above all, and he's not been my boss. He's been my friend. He's been my teammate. He's my car owner, and I respect that. But at no point does he think he's my boss, and that to me makes a big difference. I think it's in the situations I've had before, it's really hard to separate those things. And him being a driver and car owner is different from what Roger Penske was to me as just a car owner. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but he wasn't an owner. He wasn't a driver at the same time. So just from my standpoint, to have that relationship on and off the racetrack is really cool, and all the things that we have in common makes it our love of the outdoors, fishing, and those types of things that make a big difference to have something to talk about outside of racing, because that's important too.
It has to be, first of all, an honor to have the U.S. Army on your car. Does that make things even more difficult for you because of the fact that you want to do even better job having the U.S. Army on your car?
I'd say it's a different kind of pressure.
Let's give the U.S. Army a big round of applause, all of our military.
I'd say it's a different kind of pressure. We're not putting packages on the shelves. We're putting people in tough situations, and to have the U.S. Army on my chest is an honor, and to represent 1.1 million people that are fighting for our freedom and have fought for our freedom and will always fight for our freedom is what that I. Thank you. And I've said it before that I took it for granted. Just getting to meet some of the soldiers. You understand some of the things they go through, some of the things that the common people will never know that they go through because of the confidentiality of what they do. So it's pretty wild. It's an honor to me, like I said, to represent their colors, to show what it is to be Army strong. That mental, physical, and emotional strength, the strength like no other, is really amazing.
Ryan, I have to ask you, having a degree in engineering, does that help you on the the track to communicate with your team?
I hope so. I always said that having an engineering degree doesn't make me the smartest driver out there. It just makes me smarter than had I not gone to college. And you know, having an understanding of math and physics and aerodynamics and things like that, you know, I think it helps me to put things in the communication and that language that the guys on the team understand. You know, it's not just general terminology. I can be a little bit more specific, and I think that helps, you know, eliminate a language barrier that other drivers have.
I have to ask you, your foundation. Tell the crowd a little bit about that, because I was on your website last night again, and it's pretty awesome what you do, you know, outside of racing.
We started our foundation back in 2000-something, 2003, 2005, I forget. It's a long time ago now, but our main focus is animal welfare, and most people don't realize that you know, there's millions of dogs each year that get euthanized, and dogs and cats for that matter, and you know, we have to do our part to help control that overpopulation through spaying and neutering and through adoption. And you know, people don't realize that if you want a purebred, pure-blooded animal, whatever you want to call it, they're out there. You don't have to go spend $400, $600, $800 through a breeder who's mass-producing those animals to make money, to make a living. You can go rescue one at a shelter, and some people don't realize too how much you can help by doing so little, just going and walking dogs. If you love animals but don't have one, or you just spend the time to go to a shelter, volunteer and help out, and you know, all those things help to contribute to keeping those animals alive, so that they can be adopted, so that we're not euthanizing those.
Let's give him a big round of applause. That is awesome. You know, this has nothing to do with racing either, and I saw last year you were on American Pickers. Are you guys a fan of American Pickers? Are you a fan of the show? How did that even come up that you ended up being on the show?
Yeah, we have a mutual friend, the lady that actually, if anybody knows about our book, Pit Road Pets, she did the photography for the book. She's from Nashville, and she's good friends with Mike Wolf. And you know, I had told her we were just at the house one day, and she actually sent me a CD of the show before it ever came out live, you know, on TV, and I told her, that's pretty cool. And she goes, well, I know the guy. So we actually set it up, you know, after the first season so that they could come out. And, you know, it was pretty impromptu. They just showed up and had a sign. And, you know, I didn't really know what to expect. And you know, it was fun. We spent pretty much a whole day with them. They're a good group of guys. So, and I like old junk.
No, and you bought something, but then I think that they got the better of the deal.
They did.
I mean, if you guys haven't seen that show, I mean, tell them about that.
Well, I didn't realize till afterwards. I bought an old Phillips 66 porcelain sign, a two-sided porcelain sign, which was
huge.
Yeah, it's about a 4.5-foot sign, something like that. It's, I mean, like if you had to go to an antique store, it's probably worth $500, and that's what I paid for it. And then I watched the episode a couple months later, and they gave like $250 or $300 for it. So number one, I got took, and I thought I was going to be nice and you know, give him one of my old Altel uniforms from back in the day, and that's all I just gave it to him. It's like I gave it away.
But that was expensive,
so they got like
wasn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
They got money off you.
They got a double, triple deal. They got cash and a uniform. It's like, no offense, but I didn't necessarily need the TV exposure. I wanted something cool back, you know? It's like...
Right, yeah. You know, I saw one of the acts yesterday over on the Coke stage, and what I didn't know, that you and your wife actually have a record label?
Yeah, we're partnering up with, it's called Route 49 Music, and Bridget Tatum, who actually sang out here yesterday afternoon at the Coke stage, wherever it's at, right over here. She, it's something my wife is into, and you know, we believe in, so we're partnered up with Route 49 Music right now.
That's awesome. So I have to ask you, what kind of music do you listen to?
I like country music. I don't think anybody can not like country music.
I wonder if we have any country fans out here.
But honestly, I've always been a Dave Matthews fan too. I don't know, there's no real crossover in that. But I guess in college I was a Dave Matthews fan, and once I got out of college I was a country music fan. But you want to name a favorite band?
Sure, why not?
You know, I don't know what it is, but that new Crystal Bowersock song, "The Farmer's Daughter." That's my new favorite. Yeah, and I think that's how you say her name. I don't mean to butcher it.
Have you met a lot of those guys and girls?
I've met a few. Yeah, I mean,
which one you like the best?
Of all the people that I've met?
Well, yeah, like when it comes to country music, Garth Brooks, really? Yeah. He is who he is.
Real good, genuine guy.
What do you like to do outside the track? I mean, I know you have your foundation. You're busy with different businesses.
I really enjoy the outdoors. I have like a hobby farm, so we have some animals. We plant some food plots for deer, things like that. I really enjoy the outdoors. So anything, me on a tractor, me outdoors. You know, we have a big old fireplace in our house. I split and chop my own wood, cut my own wood. Man, I love running the chainsaw. I can run it all day long.
Well, we can tell. And that brings me to my next question.
It's a lumberjack.
How do you stay so fit?
That's it.
Just working outside?
I don't work out. People ask me if I work out. I say, yeah, I work outside every chance I get.
No kidding. I mean, do you have a chef? I mean, do you like eat right though? I mean, because you do look like, isn't he in fit, ladies?
I got a girdle on today. I had a granola bar for breakfast. That's it. I went to go eat a banana, and the banana was so old that it was brown on the inside. I'm like, so much for the banana today. And there's a story behind that, because 3 years ago when I won the 500, I had a banana and 3 of my wife's cookies. And I thought maybe there was some good luck to that, so I tried it again the next year, and it didn't work. So I thought I was going to try it again today, even though I was going to switch from my wife's cookies to my grandmother's cookies to see if that made a difference. And I couldn't even eat the darn banana.
Well, you know, any closing thoughts? They said I got about 1 minute left for you. Today,
Man, I really don't know what to expect today. I mean, I know that, you know, from what we saw in the nationwide race, it's going to show. It showed that it's important to be up front and stay up front, because you never know when the cautions are going to fly. It's not a handling racetrack anymore. It's a strategy race. It could potentially be a fuel mileage race, and you know, we'll go out there and do our best for this. You know, Chevrolet and U.S. Army and everybody else involved with Stewart Haas Racing. So I have a 1 in 43 chance, and I think that there's nobody out there that really has a better than 1 in 43 chance of winning this race. And you go to Vegas, you see odds of 7-2, and that's not the way it is today.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Ryan Newman. Ryan,
enjoy the race.
Good luck.